Boom, Watch fam! What is up, Watch fam? Welcome to ASKTNH episode 102. I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays we do ASKTNH. Anyway, sorry, that was a weird intro. Let's do a quick wristwatch check before we get into the episode, and then we will proceed. I am wearing an amazing Omega Geneve with the... Lola, no. Okay, today I am wearing an amazing Omega Geneve. I love the pink gold dolphin hands and the indices matching. This watch to me is a dream watch. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say the value in vintage Omega. We also have a killer pole router right now. It's like, I love Universal Geneve pole routers. So check that one out too. I mean, this is very special. Believe me, I'm madly in love with this. But pole routers, they are just more rare. I mean, they're just incredible watches. Check that out as well. But this is no slouch. I'm loving it. Anyway, let's do the question. Okay, so today I'm talking about a question, once again, that I've been asked 8,000 times, and I have not gotten around to, and I feel really bad about it, so I'm going to get into it now. And people, they send me emails talking about, how much they love, Theo and Harris, blah, 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 blah. And ultimately, it leads to, how do I get into the watch industry? And I not being Christian, I being the writer of the email. And so I'm going to answer that email, right now, for all you guys, because I've always been deferring it, the answer is, I have no idea how you get into the watch industry, right? Like, how can I possibly tell you how to get into the watch industry? It doesn't make any sense. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're interested in. I don't know what you're good at. I don't know what you've studied. I don't know anything about you. I don't know if you're personable, whether you should be a salesman or whether you have a knack for mechanics or whether you should be a marketer or whether you should be a designer. I have no idea whether you should, I don't know who you should be. An Instagram celebrity. I have no idea. So the answer is, look at yourself. Ask yourself, who am I? Where am I in life? Am I 18 and looking to start a dealing company and compete with Christian? If so, I welcome the challenge. Or are you a 23-year-old guy that just graduated from wherever with a marketing degree and says, like, I know what is wrong with this industry. Let me go, in a less rude way, if you would call my way rude. Let me go in a very helpful way to these companies. Let me go to Blancpain. Let me go to whomever, and talk about it and really do your homework. Do your homework and talk about with them, what it is that you can do. Are you a guy who has a knack for mechanics? Did you grow up building cars with your grandfather? If that's the case, and you really love watches, imagine, the preface to all these things, you have to love watches. Yeah, that's the prerequisite to be. If you really put it this way, if you love watches, if you're madly in love with watches and you're determined to be in the watch industry, then you need to do these things. If you just love marketing and you happen to be in watch marketing at the moment, you can transfer. Marketing doesn't matter what you're in. If you have a passion for that, you do. But if you really need to be in the watch industry, right? And like I said, with a passion for mechanics with your grandpa, then go to watchmaking school maybe, or talk to people that went. Talk to people who are watchmakers. I mean, there are amazing people out there, especially through Instagram, that you can find and connect with that are, I think, in my lay opinion, would be very willing to help you and to talk to you. Are they going to answer 1,000 questions happily? No. Probably not. Will they answer a bunch of questions? Yes. But be super polite and just ask. Ask a favor, like, hey, XYZ, I know you're a watchmaker, what do you think? And get a couple of opinions. Don't listen to one grumpy watchmaker, on Madison Avenue. It's not representative of the entire, populace. So don't do that either. But, how do you get into the watch industry? You just get into it. Know who you are. Know what you're good at. Know like I said, what you've studied, and then use those abilities and understanding, and just go into the watch industry. I know that sounds like I'm literally just telling you, what you asked, but it's the truth. Like, just start applying. Just start talking to people and connecting and looking for openings. I mean, my biggest tip, once you have some opportunities, don't overprice yourself. I mean, it's a big problem that I think that everybody has today. I mean, I know, like, people that I hire, people that I've hired in my business or other businesses or whatever, that, they're young, they're like me, they're scrappy, and they want big money. And I'm like get the out of here. Like, who are you? All that stuff that you just sold me on, all that trust that you just built with me, you just blew, because now you want, what a normal person is paid. You want, you want what a professional, what someone who's been in the industry for 20 years is paid. Fuck you. Like, if you want this job that bad, if you want to be in this industry that bad, then they have leverage on you, and admit that. Give it up. Let's say the base salary is $65,000. Let's say that's what the typical salary is for X job, the marketing job at Longa. I'm just making it up. and you get offered 57, like, yeah, you can negotiate, but like, don't don't go nuts. Don't drive yourself. I mean, once again, if you have bills to pay and you like literally couldn't make any less, then maybe that job isn't right for you. Maybe no job is right for you in the watch industry then, because I know a lot of it doesn't pay all that well. But that's my outlook on it, is that $5,000 that you're not making, that $5,000 that you feel like you're being shorted of, is what it's costing you every year. That's your investment into your personal, passion and business. And, although that sounds like a lot of money, it's really not. People invest hundreds of thousands of dollars that they really don't have into their passions, into their businesses. I mean, look at an entrepreneur. Look at someone who opens up, I don't know, a lunch place, a little luncheonette. It's going to cost you $200,000, or $150,000 to do a really nice layout, So you just investing $5,000 a year to do what you love, it's not a lot of money. Because at this point, if we're talking about getting into the watch industry, it's working within the medium that you love, like your real passion. And if that is your passion, then put your money where your mouth is. And don't be so caught up in exactly the dollar amount you're making right now. And once again, to make it very clear, because I know sometimes I come off in the opposite way, but I am not a socialist, by any means. I am not someone that's like, oh, money, it doesn't matter. It absolutely does matter. I have no delusions of like, I have no delusions. I understand. But I think that instead of thinking about it like losing a little bit of money, well right now I'm in pharmaceutical marketing and I'm making $10,000 more a year. I mean, I can afford to make $10,000 less, but I really like my $10,000. Well, this is an investment into your next 10 years of happiness, in this industry. And of course you'll rise. If you're a good worker and all that stuff, yeah, you're absolutely going to rise and you're going to make more money and all that stuff. But if you have the, as Gary Vaynerchuk says, if you have the audacity to say that you want to do a certain thing, you want to do what you love, I mean, then you have to do it, and there are sacrifices, because that's just not how things work out all the time. And I know that I feel like I'm talking to a lot of people who are older than me, and I know by no means do I feel like I'm not talking down to you. You're a 40-year-old man. I'm not trying to say like I know more about your life than you do, but I know that I'm getting a lot of emails from people who are 16, 17, 18, and frankly 35 that say like, hey, you did it really young. What tips do you have? And once again, it's not, my advice isn't gospel, but know yourself, like with anything else, know yourself, know what you're good at, and if you're gonna make the decision, if you're really gonna go for it, then go for it. Don't hedge, because if you hedge, I mean, to jump off of a diving board, I mean, if you're gonna go for it and you think you're gonna run and then you hesitate last minute, you're so screwed. Like, you're gonna trip, you're gonna scrape your leg, you're gonna fall into the water, it's gonna be a disaster, everyone's gonna laugh. But if you actually go for it, no matter how like bad the odds are, if you really just like, boom, jump and go for it, you actually have a shot. You got a shot, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm taking a shot. I figure I'm 21. What's the worst that could happen? And I know that a lot of people, that are 30 and 35 that have kids, they can't really afford to take those risks, and I get it, and that sucks. And if that's your case, if you're not going to go full time, no hedge into the watch industry, then don't trick yourself, and start up an account. Then do a little bit of posting and get into this and have some fun and make it a real hobby, make it an active hobby. Talk to me, talk to TGV, talk to Federico. We are people that are just normal dudes that would love to hang out and have dinner and talk watches. So if you're not going to do it to make money, if you're not going to do it for your primary focus to support your family, then don't. Then just take your hobby very seriously. That's how you get somewhat or all the way into the watch industry. Thank you guys for watching AskTNH episode 102. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Check out the new watches available in the watch shop at theoharris.com right now, right after this video. Check them out. Go.